Hey YouTube, it's Jerry Nice here with another video, and I'm doing a DVD review or a review of a pay-per-view. This is the Great American Bash 2004. American Bash, Tori Wilson on the cover, looking hot. Great American Bash 2000, June 27, 2004. All the matches, we got Eddie, JBL, Rey Mysterio, Devon and Bubba, Taker, John Cena, RVD, Booker T, and Rene Dupree. And yeah, this was in the Norfolk Scope Arena, and there was 6,500 in attendance. This is like a little extras list because it has the extras, but not every single one. And yeah, just a home video thing. Pretty cool to see those. They don't make those. They don't have those in the WWE DVDs anymore. But yeah, we got Tori on the DVD doing the same thing, and I'll have that open already. First, there was a the first match was the United States Championship match, fatal 4-way elimination match, and this match was pretty good. I like this match. First, John Cena eliminated Van Dam after a roll-up, and then Booker T eliminated Rene Dupree after he got FU'd by John Cena, and then John Cena hit another FU on Booker T. This was about 15 minutes. Pretty good. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. And then the next match was Luther Reigns with Kurt Angle versus Charlie Haas with Miss Jackie. Pretty much a pointless match. They were in the back, and Kurt Angle, that was like his protege or whatever, and they were in the back, and he was like John Cena's friend or something, and he was talking to Charlie or Miss Jackie, and that's his real wife. And yeah, he said that since Luther Reigns doesn't have a match, he's got a match with Charlie Haas or whatever. And Luther Reigns pretty much just killed him through the match. It was pretty bad. I didn't really like it. I think Luther Reigns is not too good of a wrestler. And yeah, he ended up getting the win with a pinfall with Reigns of Terror, whatever. I don't really remember what that match was. Move was. Next was Rey Mysterio. WWE Cruiserweight Championship match, Rey Mysterio versus Chavo Guerrero. This match was pretty good, pretty exciting. It went on for about 20 minutes. This was the second longest match of the night, and it was only the third match. I really enjoyed it. I missed the Cruiserweight action. Rey Mysterio ended up getting the win after it went back and forth throughout the match. And yeah, he hit a sunset flip and pinned him and retained it. And the next match was Kenzo Suzuki with Hiroko versus Billy Gunn. Right there. I forgot the Luther Reigns and Charlie Haas was right there. This was when they showed all the matches on the back, even if they were in small print and not on the back like this. And yeah, pretty boring. It was about 8 minutes. And yeah, nothing too special at all. Kenzo Suzuki ended up getting the win. And that guy, I remember him from when I was smaller, and I didn't really like that guy at all. And he ended up getting a pinfall. I don't really remember what move it was. And then next match was Sable versus Tori Wilson in just a regular Divas match. This wasn't too good. Tori Wilson or Sable aren't really the best of wrestlers. They're just normally known for being hot. And, yeah, it was about 6 minutes. Sable ended up getting a roll-up. And, she was pulling Tori Wilson's tights. And then oh, I didn't even read all these other ones. Luther Reigns and Kurt Angle, with Kurt Angle versus Charlie Haas with Miss Jackie, 5 out of 10. Rey Mysterio versus Chavo Guerrero, 8 out of 10. Kenzo Suzuki versus Billy Gunn, 5.25 out of 10. Tori Wilson versus Sable, 5.5 out of 10. And then next was the match with Hardcore Holly and Mordecai, who went on to be known as Kevin Thorne, and he was known as Seven before that. And it was creepy. He was like some Christ dude, and he said that Hardcore Holly was a sinner. And yeah, not too good either. Mordecai ended up getting the win. He just hit a power bomb and got the pinfall. Nothing too special. I'll give it 5.75 out of 10. The next was the awesome match, Texas Bull Rope match for the WWE Championship. Eddie Guerrero and John Bradshaw Layfield. And I liked the match. They went back and forth throughout the match. Eddie Guerrero almost won like 3 or 4 times. He would get 3, and then JBL would interrupt it or whatever. It didn't make much sense to me because the lights were flashing on some of them. The lights were messed up or something, because they would touch it and then it would come on, and then it would go out, and then it would come back on, and then it would go out. Sort of like a dead light bulb. I would just sort of like flicker a little bit, and it was messed up. And then some reason I thought, I don't know if they changed the rule or what, if the rope matches, the strap match is different, but I thought it was you had to touch all 4 without one of them and being interrupted. But the way this ended is they both touched each of the 3 ropes, and then they both had to touch the same one, and they both got into the corner. JBL backed up into the corner because Eddie Guerrero jumped on him, and then Eddie Guerrero tried to jump over him and touch it, but the ref thought he did, and so Eddie thought he would retain the title. And yeah, Kurt Angle ended up coming out and saying that let's watch the footage. Then it showed JBL hit his back first, and JBL was awarded the title, and he would go on to have it all the way until WrestleMania 21. So he's got the longest WWE champion reign on SmackDown, I think it is. And he was a good champion, but he was a good heel at the same time, because he managed to have a lot of people not like him that much. I didn't really like him back then. But yeah, so this started JBL's reign, and it was about 21 minutes. I give this a 9 out of 10 because the light system was screwed up or whatever. And then the last match, the Concrete Crypt match, that's like a 1-on-2, Undertaker versus the Dudley Boyz. And it was weird because Paul Heyman had got Paul Bearer and said he was gonna fill up the thing with concrete or whatever, and then they filled up a casket on SmackDown, and then they tied him to a wheelchair, and then they showed him in this thing, and Paul Heyman started it, and he started pouring it in there, and he said, "This is just showing you what I could do to him." And then Paul Bearer was like, Undertaker will save me or whatever. Screw you, Paul Heyman. And then Undertaker was just sitting in the middle of the ring, and Paul Heyman said, "Do the right thing and lay down to show your loyalty to me." And then he ended up fighting them. Paul Heyman poured the cement in there throughout the match different times, and Bubba stopped it because he said he could get it done. And then eventually Undertaker hit a tombstone on Devon after he chokeslammed Bubba, so he pinned Devon and got the win. And then Paul Heyman ran off, and then he went over there. Or Paul Heyman was about to pull the switch, and then a bolt of lightning hit or whatever. It was weird. And yeah, and I still don't really understand the concrete thing, because Undertaker ended up, like, it was already pat up to his chest, and it didn't make sense to me how it didn't crush his lungs or whatever. And then Undertaker ended up saying or something, and then he pulled the switch and filled it up and then left. Made no sense to me that he got filled up with concrete. I don't know how or what. I don't see how he did that, what kind of tricks they did. Still, like, I don't understand the Buried Alive match. But yeah, I've never seen them do anything else like that. But overall, not too good of a pay-per-view. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10, because besides these matches that are these 1, 2, 3, 4 matches, 1, 2, 3, 4 other matches weren't very good at all. And let's get to the extras. There was some hyping up stuff. I'm not really gonna show that because my handwriting's pretty bad. Great American Bash, just a promo saying it's back since like 2000, since it'd been WCW. Then they brought it back, and then JBL versus Eddie Guerrero, Fatal 4-Way Elimination match, the United States match. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give the Concrete Crypt match a 7.5 out of 10. Not really. It was a weird seeing Dudley's face the Undertaker. And then that last promo thing hyping up this pay-per-view was Undertaker versus the Dudley Boyz. And then Sunday Night Heat, Rene Dupree interview, Michael Cole and Taz demonstrate a Texas Bull Rope match, pretty much showing what's going to happen later on. And then Spike Dudley versus Jamie Noble, Paul Heyman with Paul Bearer in the back. And then exclusive extras, Luther Reigns catches Kurt with his cast off, because at this time Big Show had thrown him off this ledge, because Big Show was like screaming and trying to kill Tori Wilson or whatever. And then he like crushed some windows in her car or something like that. And then Kurt Angle tried to stop him, and then Kurt Angle got like thrown off this ledge, and it was crazy back then when I was little. And yeah, then he's like, shh, don't tell anyone, because he was in there like 96. He was like, Luther Reigns was like, Kurt, are you in there? And then he walked in, and then Kurt Angle was doing squats. He was like, 97, 98, 99, 100. Then he was like, Kurt, isn't your leg hurt? And he was like, shh, don't tell anybody. And he was like, Kurt is back. And then he put it on, and then Luther Reigns wheeled him out. And then the last exclusive extras is the post-match thing, and JBL was in the back, and he was saying, I knew I could do it, I knew I could do it, I knew I would win the world title. But yeah, that's my review for Great American Bash 2004, and that's about it. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, bye.